Hello, welcome to our SOAR time meeting. We are back to the second session of our Dare to Define Yourself. So last week you came up with permission lists. I haven't received every class's permission list yet, so if you could please get those into me, that would be great, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine all of them together so that we have a common school permission list for our SOAR meetings. I'm going to start out with a story about myself when I was younger and I was impacted by the words of somebody else, but also as I realized it was an insecurity of my own, and that's why it hurt so much. But then also the words of another person that made me be okay with who I am. And when I was first thinking about telling this story, I thought about telling something really safe and easy, where I didn't have to really be vulnerable and open. But I feel like on our permission list, I saw some people put I give permission to be open, and for me that means vulnerable. And so if I'm going to ask that teachers and staff and students are vulnerable, I feel like I have to put myself in that position to be vulnerable. And I'm going to talk about something that I haven't talked about ever with anyone. Not my family, not my husband, not my sisters, not my best friends. This is something that has just kind of been in that little part of my life that I've kept to myself. So as long as I can remember, I have had bags under my eyes. And so it doesn't matter if I get 13 hours of sleep or 3, they have always been there. And so I don't know that I noticed it when I was in younger elementary, but as I got to 5th and 6th grade and up, I started to notice it more and more and become more and more self-conscious about it, about them. I tried everything, creams, Preparation H, toothpaste, anything that I could find that would maybe try. All the ads that would come up on TV, saying that they would make your bags disappear and it would be like a 40 or 50-year-old woman on there. I would try those creams. When I was a freshman, there was a boy in my, actually it was in my physical science class. I remember walking into Mr. P's room, and I remember him saying something about, I can't even remember what the name of the cream was, but it was on an info commercial, and in a rude voice he said something about how I needed that. And it hurt, because I was already self-conscious of them. I already, that was the thing when I'd look in the mirror that I hated about myself, right? I couldn't cover them up, it didn't matter. And then he pointed it out in front of my entire class, and it hurt. And it was someone that I thought was a friend. And I don't even know if to this day he realizes what he did that day. So I continued to be self-conscious about them, about the bags under my eyes. I continued, and then my sophomore year, I went to a camp. It was called TI camp, we called it. It was Teen Institute, and it actually was a camp where you went and did all the things that I do as a school counselor. You used I feel statements. You learned about abstinence and safe sex. You learned about communication and what that looks like, about conflict resolution. I know it sounds like a real fun camp, but it really truly was. And a lot of kids from all over North Dakota would go to this camp at Valley City. And I met so many cool friends, but I remember there was this one friend, and he was from Scranton, and him and I just clicked as friends. And I remember one day sitting with him on one of our breaks, and I remember him looking at me and saying, "Sarah, there's just something really wonderful, I don't know if he said wonderful, but cool about your eyes. He said, they remind me of like a really cute puppies. And the tone that he used was loving. Um, it was supportive, and something in his words shifted the way that I began to see myself. They shifted in a way that changed who I was as a person. And I began to wake up in the mornings and look in my mirror. And when I used to look in disgust and almost hatred, I began to love my smile. I began to notice that I have a really cool shade of eye color that no one else has. I allowed myself to let go of what I hated and to begin to see what I really loved about myself. And it also changed my personality. It changed that I never ever wanted my words to hurt another person. And most of the time, we all have something that we don't like about ourselves. And if you can see it, to say something in a mean way is not okay, right? But the way that this other friend put it, he took something that I hated about myself and spun it into something positive. Because who doesn't think puppies are cute, right? It changed my life. And I feel like it changed my purpose in life, which has led me to who I am today. There are two types of self-image that we can have. We can have a healthy self-image where we think positive thoughts about ourselves, where we're open to learn, where we're open to look at the things that we don't really like, our imperfections, and embrace them. I still am self-conscious a little bit of them, but there's nothing I can do about it. And if that's what people notice about me, then they're missing out on a whole lot more. The same is true for each of you. The second type of self-image is unhealthy self-image. When we think those negative thoughts, when we have no energy to even try and we don't even believe that it's worth it. That's where I was at. After that boy had made the comment about the cream that I needed to get. Little did he know I probably had already tried it, right? It's none of my business what other people think of me. I know I've said that to some of you. I live by it. Because if I get caught up on what other people think about me and what other people say about me, I assume things that they never said and I feel my self-image crashing down. It's none of my business what people think or say about me. It is my job to look at myself and find and name my strengths and find and name the things that I love about myself. That's a healthy self-image. Today, you guys are going to be in small groups. You are going to be making lists of negative thoughts that you have about yourself. We are going to take those negative thoughts that you have about yourself and we are going to change them into something positive. We're going to replace it with a positive. Mine is this. I don't like the bags under my eyes. I don't. But I love my smile. And I love my loud laugh. And I love the color of my eyes. So replace it. Make this negative little. Lift up these. Then you're going to take some time and you're going to go around and you're going to name positive gifts or talents, positive features, positive memories or things that you know about people in your class. This is not something that, just like you are funny. Name something that they have done. I'm going to use Miss Habaker because she's my Visco twin today. If I was going to say something to Miss Habaker, I would say, Miss Habaker, I love the energy that you have brought to our school this year. And you're rocking that Visco look. All right? Be genuine. Be authentic. You don't have to be perfect to be positive. Okay? You don't have to be perfect to be positive. All right, last, before you guys break into this activity and you let yourself be open and you let yourself be vulnerable, I'm going to let you know, teachers, you do not have to keep going on the Choice Ready worksheets with them. Set them aside. On Thursday, I'm going into Mr. Shell's room to work with his class. I'll set up with you when I can come in quick just for 5 minutes and try to get them done with your advisory, okay? So I will work on those. You don't have to worry about those anymore. Set them in a safe spot so they're in your room, all right? Teachers, I invite you to share. I thought this was going to be harder, but I feel really good that I shared it. So, all right. I care about each of you, and I think you all are wonderful individuals with so much purpose and so much to offer. Have a great day.